The church is the one institution on earth that only takes unqualified people. In other words, nobody comes to the church who's good enough to be part of the church. We're a place for people who need help. We're a place for people who realize our own inadequacies. And it's been this way from the very beginning. When Jesus Christ came to earth, he chose a group of men that would be what the Bible calls the foundations of the church. These men were the ones who were uniquely gifted by God to establish the church and to take the gospel to the corners of the globe. God chose them to do the undoable. He was going to use these 12 to turn the world upside down. Their news would overthrow kingdoms, change the social order, and launch the most powerful social institution the world had ever known. So who did Jesus choose for this task? What were the requirements? Did he find the best and the brightest? Did he choose politicians, religious leaders, social movers and shakers? Well, you know the story. He chose a group of uneducated men from Galilee. No connections, no political affiliations worth mentioning. They were workers, they were husbands, they were fathers, and they were from the rural and isolated parts of Israel. The only thing they really had in common with each other was that they were, well, ordinary. In his book, 12 Ordinary Men, John MacArthur explains what was behind their selection. He exposes all the New Testament has to say about these 12, their connections to each other, their friendships, and their relationships. He brings them all to the forefront. This is really a collection of 12 biographies. Most famous biographies are about exceptional people. Not this one. This is about 12 ordinary people who, through the grace of God, turned the world upside down. John MacArthur is one of the nation's best-selling authors, and this book is his best-selling book. I chose it for our Book of the Month in conjunction with our series through Mark. I encourage you to get it and read it. It will take you behind the scenes and into the lives of these 12 men. By connecting the dots between all four Gospels, it is really a systematic study of the 12 apostles. I read it and I was surprised by two things. First, I was surprised by how much the New Testament actually does have to say about the 12. And second, I was surprised by just how ordinary they were. The result of reading this book will be a renewed desire to be used by God and a renewed appreciation for how Jesus changes us. He takes ordinary people like you and me and uses us to build his church. 12 Ordinary Men is our October Book of the Month, and it's for sale in the atrium on Sundays.